Welcome to the podcast called Do You Have Your Shit Together? The podcast where we ask, do you have your shit together? Now, I want to explain to our viewers and listeners, we've had a rough week. We're recording late. We're recording away from home. And Kate's not with us because of short notice. And as you can hear from my voice, I've been sick and busy and I lost my voice. So Jonathan, you're really gonna have to help me out today. You have to be both co-host, guest, and you might have to speak for me at times.
I will do my best.
I'll just whisper to you and then you can say it out loud. So my first question for you is, Jonathan, this past week, did you have your shit together?
Most of it. Yes.
Do you care to elaborate?
Sure. This week, I guess this past week I worked a little bit and then I took a trip. I'm currently on vacation right now, beginning of a vacation in Deep Creek, Maryland, or Swanton, Maryland, Deep Creek Lake.
Don't let them triangulate our location. We have crazy stalker fans.
I gotcha. Just before that, I was in Pittsburgh visiting a friend that I hadn't seen in about a year or so, and everything went very well. The only point, I guess, in the past week where I really felt like I didn't have my shit together was when I was packing. Most of the times that's okay. I'm actually usually pretty good about narrowing things down. This time, I got a little overwhelmed about what I wanted to bring, and all of the things that I wanted to wear, and yet knowing that I wasn't going to or didn't need to bring that much, and just trying to make the two things reconcile.
Packing is hard.
Yeah,
I hate packing. I hate, like, you want to pack before, like the night before, so you can just get up in the morning and leave. But you can't pack everything then unless you have two of everything, and you can put your toothpaste and your shampoo and your everything in your little bag, which I guess it's easier when you fly because you have to take the teeny tiny ones, right? But that always stresses me out. That, like, phone charger. What if I forget my phone charger? Like,
yeah. So I think that's right. So I think the place where I went wrong was normally I do begin to pack at least the things that I can pack 1 or 2 or 3 days ahead of time, or at least I run through in my mind which things I want to take with me, and I can begin the elimination process then. This time I felt like I had kind of gotten it down in my head, and I felt like it would be really easy to just go through and do it. So I waited until the morning of, and I was hoping to leave at 10 a.m. So really the issue was that I felt pressed against time, or my, and so with not feeling there was enough time to do it, even though I knew it was easy, that is more of what caused the stress response. And then it became more of a challenge to actually figure out what I wanted.
Sounds like a little bit of time blindness, thinking that it wouldn't take as long as it would.
Yes.
Yeah, I fall prey to that all the time. For instance, an example of me both having my shit together and not having my shit together. I made a commitment to man the booth for my church at the local Pride event on this past Saturday. And I also said I was going to come straight here after that event. And I did manage to pull that off. But I nearly died trying. Because it didn't help that I was sick earlier in the week, but then staying up late packing, getting up early, working 9 hours in the rain, talking my head off, and then driving 3 hours here. I woke up the next morning and couldn't talk, which is something that happens when I overdo it. To me, Pride was going to take up like this much of Saturday, and driving to Deep Creek would take up this much. And Saturday would be like this big, but Pride like took up this much, and like Deep Creek took up that much, and then there was no time to sleep.
Right.
or eat. So, yeah. All right, we're going to get to the good stuff so I can stop talking.
Sure.
We invited you here. Kate did invite you, even though she's not here, to find out when you were growing up, what message did you get from your parents about having your shit together? What did they raise you to believe it meant to have one's shit together? What does it mean to you now? How do you define it for yourself personally? And do you have your shit together by either definition?
Okay, very good questions.
Thanks. I did not come up with them.
And it's a theme, right?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, I suppose growing up, I mean, I guess as a child, the expectation of myself as a child having my shit together would have been to have my homework done, to get up for school on time, to be responsible for the things that I was engaged in.
Did your parents give you like adult expectations, like what you were gonna, how you would grow up to have your shit together, sort of like what that message was?
Yeah, I mean, I think the simplest way to put it was to be independent, right? I mean, to have your shit together, to have your shit together, implies a certain amount of individualism where you are not relying on somebody else to help you keep your shit together, right? For you to have your shit together, I think implies a necessary state of independence, individualism, being able to take care of oneself.
And in your family, earning money was sort of a value your family had, right? Everybody always had like 500 jobs.
Yes.
From like a very young age.
Yes. The very first job I had was at 9 years old, selling wrapping paper and trinkets to neighbors.
Was that a school fundraiser, or was that making money for your family?
No, that was in the early 80s, or I guess if I was 9, probably would have been 88 or 89, late 80s. A lot of schools were doing that as a fundraiser. My mother was able to find a place that if you did it on your own, you could receive that money for yourself. No, so it was not. It was the same exact thing that other kids did.
And you're a very good convincer. Did you let people think you were raising money for your school?
Certainly. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it was generally community members and things like that, people I knew already. So it wasn't too hard to twist their arm. But by 4th grade, we were going on class field trips to Fort McHenry, and I lent out money to different people. And on the last day or maybe 2 days after the last day of school, I went around to everybody's house and collected all of my money. So, by 9 or 10, I had enough of my own money to lend it out. I mean, one of the things, one of the reasons that I had to raise the money at that time was we were going to the Disney place that's in Florida, Disneyland World. Disney
World.
To
Disney World as a kid?
We went to Disney World as a kid, and my mother said, you can come on vacation with us, but you will have to buy your own ticket into Disney.
What?
When I was like 10 or 9.
No.
9, yeah.
What?
Otherwise, I'd have to stay in the hotel.
Jonathan,
I swear, that's why.
You need to tell my children this. They're like,
No, I'm serious.
I've taken them twice, and they paid. I mean, I've paid for everything. I told them when we go the 3rd time, you're all adults. I'll buy the tickets, but you have to buy the souvenirs and the food for yourself. And they think I'm being mean.
Yeah, no. My mother said you're gonna wait in the hotel room while your 4 brothers and sisters go to, because the 2 younger ones weren't old enough to actually make money, and the 2 older ones were old enough to actually have jobs. I was kind of right in that sweet spot of like 10 years old.
You hear that, millennials?
So,
Gen Xers had to buy their own tickets to Disney World at the age of 10. That's our walk uphill both ways barefoot in the snow story.
It is though. So, yes,
So that sort of like paying your own way and being independent as a kid or an adult, it sounds like is the message you got from your parents.
yes, yes.
Would you say it has changed now that you're an adult?
No.
Oh,
Yes and no.
okay.
Yes and no. I would say, for the most part, I think oftentimes now that I'm older, it may work more to the detriment of me, because trying to do everything on your own, while it may impress yourself, right, that you can do all of these things, ultimately you can't, right?
You find ways to impress yourself.
Right. Well, right.
No, it sounds funny when you say it like that, but I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Like every time I get a new job at bleep that, Frank. Every time I get a new job at the federal office where I work, I impress myself. I know what you mean. Yeah. Because it's hard for us to like participate in society the way other people do. It's hard for us to meet societal expectations.
Yeah.
Especially because we don't get them. We don't get why they're important.
Yeah, it's a little tricky sometimes. But I have recognized the importance, not just the value, but the importance of not doing everything, not being entirely self-supporting. The value of allowing other people to be there and to help you and to support you. As difficult as it sounds, and as much as it's not what I feel like having your shit together is about, right? I mean, like this is what it's about. Again, having your shit together to me means being completely self-sustainable. And so, as much as I think that's true, I think really having your shit together is also recognizing that you need other people to keep it together and that you might not ever have your shit together, right?
Yeah. Acceptance.
Yeah.
Unconditional self-love.
Yeah.
I like though that you do have a lot of self-reliance and independence, and it allows you to help other people because, for instance, I think it was last year, my low air in my tire light came on right when I got here, and you just pulled out your handy dandy air pump and pumped it back up and let me borrow it for the car ride home in case I needed a refill. And you showed me, what was the other thing you showed me? The battery charger.
Yep. Yeah.
So you can like break down, not bother anybody, get yourself going again.
Be self-reliant.
And help other people who are broken down.
Correct.
Yeah. What else do you have built into your life like that? What other safety nets?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they're safety nets, sometimes they're just redundancies.
Yes, that's what you called it, redundancies, when we talked last summer.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's having two things, one thing at work and one thing at home. Having a redundant nature of certain things sometimes makes it easier.
That would make packing so much easier because if you had a travel toothbrush, a travel toothpaste, like full size, that stays in your suitcase, that you don't use when you run out of stuff at home, no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could pull that off though. I think I would.
No, but again, to have certain things that are dedicated for certain things.
Yeah.
I enjoy having my life broken down into that many different sections. It's just difficult to stay on top of all of them all of the time.
I've never understood Costco.
Yeah.
Every time I run out of paper, toilet paper, I'm told you should get a Costco membership.
Really?
And I'm like, why? I'll still run out of toilet paper. Like, they don't get it. To me, I don't take the action until I have to.
Yes.
Other people see, oh, only 2 rolls of toilet paper left. Time to buy more toilet paper. I go, crap, there's no fucking toilet paper in the whole house. I'm going to use paper towels for 2 days before I figure out how to get to the store and get more toilet paper.
Well, it's a timing thing. I mean, there are times that there are just other things that are more important.
Yeah, or it's that whole like, I'm not going to do it until absolutely necessary. Like we talked about last night with getting ready to go places.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's a careful thing though, right? Because you're right. I don't like getting places early because I feel like if I do show up early, I'll waste my time. Um, and it is difficult to me to realize that if I get there late, that I could be wasting somebody else's time.
But we never are,
Well, I didn't say it mattered.
because other people move so much slower. They like name an event we could show up late to.
All of them, I think.
No, just pick
Oh.
one. Yeah, pick one.
Um,
So we can play this out if we're actually wasting their time. Say it's a birthday party.
yep, a birthday party's great.
Okay. I show up to the girls' birthday party pretty much on time,
Mhm.
and I sit around and watch everybody like
Say hello.
arriving, saying hello. Where can I put my purse? Do you need me to help with anything? No. I'm just putting out the last things now. Like the party does not start.
It doesn't.
And then you show up and you used your time more efficiently. And you didn't miss happy birthday.
Nope.
You didn't miss the god awful fucking violent pinata.
Yes. Well, this
You
year's supposed
didn't
to be
miss
better.
the present opening, right?
Yes.
Right. Yes, the pinata this year was not violent. And with the way that your nieces feel about candy, it probably wasn't a demonstration of greed either.
Fortunately.
So how does owning your own business play into having your shit together?
Well, yeah, that's I was hoping to get to that one. Because I mean I think it's a question that not everybody can answer. Not everybody owns their own business. It's a different thing, right?
Well, it takes a lot of guts.
Yep. I think part of being a business owner, I think part of it is knowing that there's always more shit to get together. It's rewarding. I mean, so I can tell you that I just celebrated 10 years of owning my own business.
Congratulations. You can promo it on here.
Yep. Live Well, Be Well massage in Hampden, Maryland, Baltimore City. 10 years now. And it's been great. It's been some ups and downs.
And you give great massages.
I do,
I vouch for
actually.
him. 5 stars, would recommend.
But even now, for a number of years, right now I'm on vacation. My family has gone on family vacations for a number of years together. Some of those years I've been able to attend. Other years I've been able to come up for 3 days or maybe 5 days. Some years I've missed altogether as opening the business. Today I can gladly say that I've been able to come up and enjoy the entire time.
You got here before me this
I
time.
did.
That's
I did.
never
And
happened.
I stopped in Pittsburgh on the way,
I know, right?
and Pittsburgh's a fun town.
You put me to
Just saying.
shame.
It's clean, it's nice. And right, so yeah, I mean, having your shit together with business, I mean, I think part of it is, trusting yourself that after 10 years you've done enough and put enough things in the right place, that you can walk away and take some time. It's difficult though. It's a challenge. Obviously I think, part of it, I think I'm always striving for more, which is what keeps a business going, right? Keeps a person going in life. Whether you're looking forward to another vacation, whether you're looking forward to your child's birthday or Christmas, or whether it's a holiday or an event or a concert you're going to see, but looking forward to something, having plans for your own life. I think in business, it's the same thing. I think it's important to have plans for your business, whether it's in the business of massage, learning new techniques, learning more about your craft, your art, whatever it might be.
A reason to row the boat in the direction in which you want to row.
Yeah.
You talked about building in redundancies
Mhm.
in your personal life. how do you do that in your business? And did you do it prior to COVID? And how did COVID affect your business?
Yeah. COVID did drastically affect my business in a very interesting way. I had a number of clients that have been with me for a number of years that have appreciated what I've done, and they chose to prepay for massage sessions that they didn't know that they would ever be able to use. If I closed and filed for bankruptcy or anything like that, obviously they would never have gotten that money back. Fortunately, there were enough people that were willing to help me through that time, clients and things. Then I was able to apply and get some unemployment money as well. So between the two, I was able to keep the business open, but it was closed for 4 months. And even then, once I reopened, it was really just a certain section of clients, a small group of clients that were willing to come in on a regular basis. I lost a lot of clients. There's a number of people that have never come back. But I also gained an entirely new section of people. I still have a few people that have been with me for 10 years, but not many.
That's pretty impressive that your clients were that loyal.
Yeah.
That they would bet on you.
Yes.
Yeah. And what if you could talk to Jonathan 10 years ago, what advice would you give him when he's starting out having his own business? Or what would you say to someone starting their own business today? Maybe the top 3 things you wish you had known, or the top thing you wish you had done differently, or
I mean, I think one of the most important things that we did do correctly was treat the business. We acted like we were where we wanted to be before we were there.
when you say we, it was
I opened the business. I had a business partner that I've since bought the business from them. So now it's just me, but I did have a business partner to begin with for the first 7 years. But the idea was, we made a decision of how we wanted the business to be, and didn't make concessions, even though we needed the money.
So you acted as if and buckled down and waited for 2 marshmallows later instead of 1 marshmallow now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You and I both spent a lot of time single.
Yeah.
I still am. Although I did take a little foray into dating.
Yeah.
Sounds like your person might be within earshot, so you might not want to answer this question right now.
I freely talk.
How would you say you have your shit together in regards to relationships?
All right.
Or maybe you don't.
So maybe I don't. Maybe I could.
Hey, progress, not perfection.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of that comes back down to the individual, or the self-sustainable model that I've built. So for me to feel like I have my shit together, it kind of needs to be a self-sustainable model where I'm not relying on other people, which is a true hindrance when it comes to relationships.
Yep.
I can do it for a period of time. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's a control thing. I don't know. But I mean, I enjoy collaborative projects, right? Like what we're doing here today. I enjoy collaboration. But yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of closeness, intimacy that is a challenge, I suppose. As far as, how much of an individual, how much of your shit do you need to keep together?
I would say when I look at other couples, even the ones that have really good relationships that make me believe in romantic relationships. Um, it seems like it's harder to keep your shit together when you have to also share that shit with someone else.
Mhm.
Even if it just comes down to how long it takes you to get ready to go somewhere, or what time you're going to leave, or how long you're going to stay. Those little like conversations that I see couples have, they feel suffocating.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, it's also possible that I'm projecting some of the things that I have seen onto my own relationship that aren't even there. Yeah,
Would you
I,
say,
I think there are times that I may anticipate things not sound even true.
well,
You can edit that, but I don't know.
the woman that you're with right now, she's also a business owner,
Mhm.
correct?
True.
So maybe having similar shit helps make it easier to share keeping the shit together.
It does. I think I also have a difficulty with easy.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly. Easy is boring.
yeah, and it's like, um, it's hard to believe somebody sometimes, when as a person like you or I, that has always kind of been told to do it a different way a lot of times, and to come across somebody that gets it in a sense, but isn't like you. You just seem to
Also, I think
question some of
when it goes
that.
too smoothly, it's also boring. I
That's
would say
true.
that the person I dated in the spring, there were no issues, but there was also no spark. And I hope I'm not like equating struggle with romantic
Right.
relationships, but it was fine spending time together. But if he wasn't there, I'd kind of forget about him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
Maybe I've built in too many redundancies into my life.
Yeah.
Well, it's really hot in this little closet. You can see I'm getting shiny. So unless there's anything else you have, I think it might be time to wrap this up.
I think that's okay.
All right. So until next week, keep your shit together.